Welcome back to episode 5 of the EduMAcated podcast, where we're going to be talking today about doing things with intention, dopamine, social media, running, and all the things that lead to greater being,
All under an hour.
just in a short time span.
I don't know where to start, but the obvious of social media. But maybe we should start with what dopamine is, because we're real scientists over here,
Yeah,
and
you know,
we know these types of things.
I mean, dopamine's just, it's not like that get it all chemical. I mean, it works with alongside with epinephrine, your adrenaline, and once you have dopamine, you get more epinephrine, and that's what really encourages you to get that juice, get the juice of the dopamine.
But yeah, if you have enough epi, you have enough juice. I
Yeah,
don't
you
know the
got
word.
um
I was just trying to make some up, but
yeah. Dopamine's more about just like motivation than it is anything. If you don't have, if you're low motivation and low energy and everything, you probably are running a low baseline for your dopamine. But you can increase your baseline by it's not by stimulation, but you can increase it by
seeking.
creating good habits and routines and everything, kind of like we were talking about last week, and eating healthy and exercising and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, those are the healthy ways. I see.
Yes.
Yeah, see what I was saying with the seeking, that's the phone way. If you're on your phone, you're seeking,
Yeah,
and
you're
that's what gives
just
you dopamine.
scrolling and you're getting that, what they call the dopamine hit, which isn't even really uh it's not really a thing. It's just like it spikes your dopamine, and then it just drops down below baseline, and you're worse off than you were before because you're just scrolling mindlessly for that hit,
And
and
that's
you're
it's just like gambling, because whenever you're on social media, they don't give you just good videos. They give
Mhm.
you bad videos and good videos. That way it induces that dopamine spike, and that's why it's addicting.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
you crash and you're like, okay, I need more.
yeah, you could run into a video or a clip or whatever, and that you really like and really enjoy, and then run into another one that you don't enjoy as much. But if you hadn't have seen that first clip or that first video, you might have actually enjoyed that second video or second clip or whatever. It's just about where your baseline was
Yeah,
when
yeah.
when you got that hit. Like if you would have seen that video 2 days later, you might have gotten even better, like, feeling from it and motivation from it than if you did prior to seeing it prior to something you were really interested in, like watching clips of like Rocket League or whatever video game you're into, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm really interested in this, and then you see a clip on like motivation and running, and you're like, oh yeah, yeah, that's cool, but if you would have seen them in a different order, you might have gotten a bigger hit from that one that you got a low hit from.
Right. Like, it just depends on what your dopamine level was at, right?
Right. Yeah.
Well, I
It's
mean,
that.
not entirely, but yeah, that's what we're talking about though. Like
Yeah.
it does have an impact, but it obviously not not the only. It doesn't have the only say in the in
I
what's
mean,
going on.
your baseline is like your default setting. The higher your baseline is, the more motivated and focused you'll be in your day-to-day going
Right.
abouts.
And I
But I
think that's
mean,
why there's people that get way more addicted to things. I think that's why, like ADHD, you have a lower dopamine baseline, and that's why they always are distracted and going bouncing off things, always starting things, never finishing things, right?
yeah,
But I think it also has to do with your, like, if you have a weak nervous system and a bad dopamine baseline as well, then that could make you even more prone to be addicted to things, I think.
yeah. If you have that addictive personality and you struggle with addiction anyways, I mean, that plays into your baseline there because you're feeding an addiction, which is part of your baseline at that point. And the quick hits you get from like scrolling social media or junk food or watching porn or whatever, that's just the momentary hits you get from dopamine, not your it impacts your baseline overall and it brings you down because you're just constantly
Right.
zapping yourself.
But I think that's what feeds these. I think everyone is a dopamine addict, if you want to call it that, because that's what they're actually they're trying to increase their dopamine. Because I think the ones that are addicts, not the ones that are like, oh, I'm addicted, ha ha, right? But
Hmm.
they're not actually addicted. The addicts, I think, have a weak nervous system and low dopamine baseline, and it's actually it's hard for them to not do it because they're already so low in the brain that it's like, well, why would I stop? But not only why would I stop, it's like they can't stop. They just have to get burnt out from it, basically.
Yeah.
Hit rock
Well,
bottom.
yeah, a lot of people that have go ahead and get diagnosed for like ADHD and everything may not even have ADHD or ADD or whatever. They probably just have a very low dopamine baseline because they're not focused. They can't, they have low energy and they're not driven to do things, and all of that plays into the ADHD stuff. So a lot of people will go get diagnosed with that, but really, if they were just able to focus on keeping increasing their baseline for their dopamine, it would help them be able to focus and not have as much brain fog and be able to like structure their life better.
In other words, like all the motivational types say, take the pain up front and the you get the pleasure on the back end,
Yeah, it's
or
just,
take the pleasure up front and you get the pain on the back end.
and I mean, when I was constantly on my phone and scrolling through social media, switching between apps just to, okay, I'm on Facebook. Okay, I've got all my likes here on Facebook. Okay, I'm gonna switch to Instagram. Oh, I've got all my likes here on Instagram. I see, ooh, I got this reaction. I got that reaction. Ooh, I'm gonna switch over to X. Now I'm gonna see what kind of stuff I can see over here on X because I don't really post on X, so I could just mindlessly scroll that. And now I have to think about it. Ooh, I like this video. Ooh, I like this video. And just chasing that next little hit of stimulation. So, I mean, you can change all that by doing intentional shifts in your life and routines and everything. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. It takes a while. It takes a lot longer than you'd want it to take,
yeah.
but it does work.
Yeah, I mean, nothing good comes easy, and nothing easy that's easy is good, usually. I mean, I
Yeah.
started noticing that when I cut back on social media and didn't aimlessly just scroll through everything, I felt less mentally foggy, and I felt like I could think about things more clearly instead of being like uh you know?
Yeah, it
You
is a
get
big
it?
difference.
You understand what I'm saying, right?
I don't need to finish this thought. You already, we're already there, right?
Mhm. And
We've come
then
to an
when we
understanding.
exactly. When I started running and we run at least 4 times a week, uh that helped, and then that created a higher baseline, I guess, for my dopamine because, I was going and spending me time and focusing on my discipline, and I had no distractions and was just able to be out there with me and nature and my problems or lack thereof at the time, whatever, you know. It
Right.
makes it to where you can do things a lot more efficiently. I don't know if any of that made sense, but
Oh yeah, it does, but it's just a lot of words. I,
words,
I like
big words.
I like a little amount of words, but I still got what you're saying.
Hmm. And I mean, routine plays a plays a lot into the whole dopamine thing too, because I mean, like you were
Oh,
saying before, waking up and not getting on your phone immediately, or just creating the routine of waking up, not getting on your phone, going and brushing your teeth, taking a shower, making a cup of coffee,
yeah, the
doing a
the
little workout.
routine itself becomes the dopamine stimulation
Hmm.
instead of your phone or
Right.
coffee or whatever it was
Doom
before.
scrolling.
Yeah, dude, that when I was in the dopamine pits, man, the trenches, as they say, uh, it it was exactly how you're saying. Like you got YouTube open, then you got Twitter open, and then you got to go back to YouTube, grab two more videos just so you don't have to search for them later. Then go back to Twitter. You're scrolling while you're listening to the video because you're not really watching the video while you're scrolling. You're just listening to it. And you're like, ah, haha, dopamine, dopamine. While you're
Yeah.
scrolling, and it's endless.
Yeah, I mean, at first, like when you cut back on everything, it kind of sucks because you have to be bored. But
No, it really
having time to,
sucks.
yeah, having time to be bored is really good for you because it allows you to kind of like decompress and focus on the things that really matter instead of just like, getting those little, and that makes your life where we actually want to go for runs instead of just being like, now granted right now it's harder because it's hot outside and that's miserable, but I actually want to go for runs now. I feel less anxious, burned out, and I feel more present in my mindset and everything, and then I can sit down and focus without you know first going and getting a cup of coffee and then sitting down and selecting 15 YouTube videos to go through
Right,
just to get my day started.
right. Yeah, yeah, it's very different. But what I never got, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that are there now, it's like, yeah, sure, you want to do those things. Sure, dude. You're just telling yourself that because it sounds nice. That's what I
Hmm.
always thought. Whenever people say, "Oh yeah, now I want to do hard thing," it's fun to do hard thing. Uh, no, you don't. You're lying. You're, and
Yeah.
what I thought I was right because of one fact of that, which was they weren't saying the quiet part, which was yes, I don't like to do it all the time. I don't like to start doing it. I don't like the process of doing it. I like the result of doing it. The
The after effects.
aftermath. Yeah. Which is basically what they're saying, but they never really say that. So it's like, how could I believe you if you're not saying, hey, hard thing, hard thing, want to do hard thing. But they never say that. They just say something like what you just said. I want to do hard thing.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and we're not perfect. I still have times where, I grab my phone and I'm like, okay, Facebook, okay, Instagram, okay, I'm bored with that. Let's go to YouTube. But it's about managing your structure in that. And it's not about cutting everything out. It's about just being intentional with what you're doing
Oh
instead of
yeah.
just,
Yeah.
yeah, mindlessly brain numbing and scrolling and everything. And, if you're
Make
if you're stuck in feeling low energy, unmotivated, and it's just probably because your baseline's been drained by too many of those like little spikes that you're getting. And then sometimes you just need to give your brain a reset, move your body, get up, do something productive, stay off your phone, don't scroll. I in the truck when we're coming back from work and stuff, a lot of the times, the guys will be on their phone and they'll just be over there on their phone. I can hear them just scrolling through shorts the whole time. And I try to intentionally not do any of that. Just pay attention to my surroundings, spend time like being bored and just
right.
looking at everything. And that pays off. Like one time we were out and we were driving down one of these dirt roads and I wasn't on my phone. I wasn't scrolling. I wasn't playing words with friends and stuff like that. And I looked in the mirror over here and I noticed the spare tire on the trailer was wobbling. I was like, hmm. And then all of a sudden, spare tire's gone. It just fell off the trailer altogether. And I was just like, oh, lost a tire. And, the guy driving was like, what? And I was like, oh, no, the spare tire on the trailer. And he's like, oh, you saw it? And I was like, yeah, I was paying attention, just doing things over here, paying attention and stuff. And I wouldn't have even known the tire. No, none of us, neither of us would have known that the tire fell off had I
Right.
not been paying attention.
Yep. It makes the little things a little bit easier.
Mm-hmm.
Just paying attention is a lot easier when you got a higher baseline of dopamine because it's like, well, you kind of want to pay attention. You don't want to distract yourself from being spiked from dopamine, and now you having the crash of dopamine. So you want to distract yourself because like, oh, I feel bad. I need more dopamine.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
think
once you build that, go ahead.
I feel like a lot of people they don't even realize it's so unconscious and they're so unaware that they're doing this and that's why they feel the way they feel. Uh and they just blame it on their job or work. I'm just exhausted from work and such. Because you hear that a lot from people like and don't get me wrong, this used to be me, but it's like come home from work, I'm exhausted. I get that. You should be exhausted for the most part. But then they get on the TV, get on the YouTube, scroll while they're on the YouTube like I used to do. And then they wonder why their day's gone and they never felt motivated magically to do anything. Like that's
They're
a
just,
big one.
they're just draining themselves, and you can lose hours just doing that,
Right.
and it just goes by like that. And it's like, bro, I didn't do a damn thing that was productive since I've been off work, and that doesn't make me feel good at all. Like, that's depressing in a sense because you're spending your free time just being mind numbed and distracted the entire time when you could be doing something that progresses your mental state and your focus and helps you be able to be a better person overall.
Yeah, and that's a negative loop in and of itself because then they're beating themselves up, but they're also suppressing those negative emotions by distracting themselves. So they'll
Mhm.
like for like 30 minutes to an hour before they go to bed, they beat themselves up and they're like, ah, I don't want to feel this way. I'm going to sleep. They go to sleep. Next day, repeat.
Yeah.
And that's not good either because you're now it's even harder and you don't know why it's even harder, right? And everything becomes even more unconscious until you get to the point where you're like burn out from it, or it's like so bad that you're like, wait a minute, what's going on? That's when you
Hmm.
become conscious of it, and you're more intentional with what you're choosing once you
Yeah.
hit that low.
Yeah. And when you feel like doing something, that's usually the thing you need to be doing the most. And uh, I learned that with running, like doing something intentional. It's you just do it because that's probably what you need to be doing the most instead of just mindlessly sitting there and distracting yourself.
Yeah, and they it's real easy just to keep doing the same thing you've been doing, and it's really hard to do the hard thing. And that's why I think a lot of people, well, I mean, that's the obvious reason why a lot of people just get stuck in their blah bad habits. They can't. I mean, there's a lot of people that actually just can't change. They can't do it. They have to have
Yeah.
something terrible in their life happen, or it just to get so boring to them from them doing it so much that they don't want to do it anymore.
I mean, that's kind of where I was when I was drinking and smoking all the time. It got to a point where I was just like, man, this is my lifestyle. I'm just drunk and high all the time. I have no motivation to do anything. I wonder why I don't have any motivation to do anything. I used to have so much motivation. I used to want to do things. I used to want to go out and hang out with people. I used to want to go hiking. I used to want to go do all these things. But now I just don't have any motivation. And I went to therapy and I asked the counselor or therapist or whatever they call them, I was like, I just have no motivation anymore. And he was like, oh, I know what we should do. We should put you on this SSRI. That'll help you. And I'm just like, sure, yeah, you're the doctor. I'm not. Didn't help at all. It just felt like it numbed me even more. And there was still no motivation because my lifestyle never changed. It was just they added a drug into it.
Well, I thought you said it helps a little bit.
I, I mean, I feel like that was just more placebo.
Oh, okay.
It may
Yeah,
have helped, but
my experience with the therapist was a little bit different. Like, because mine was anxiety. It wasn't like, oh, I'm not motivated to do anything. It was like, oh, I don't want to do anything because everything's scary. Well, basically, that's basically what anxiety is, right? Oh, I have anxiety, and the chick there was just like, yeah, SSRI. Same thing. I was like, okay. I was really upset about that. But I didn't voice that or anything. I'm just like this is gonna do anything. And dude, like nothing changed except you feel worse. Like you said, it numbs you. And you're like, okay, well, what's the point of taking this if I feel worse? Like this is stupid.
Mhm.
And then you stop
And
taking it and you get brain zaps and your brain's
Yeah.
like, ah, but that goes away. Don't worry, it goes away.
It's just your brain coming off all those
That well, they were.
serotonin, the
Uh,
overloads.
well, yeah, that's what they say, but I feel like this is not based on anything, but I just feel like it's just blocking receptors, and that's why you feel numb,
Mhm.
and that's why that you get the brain zaps after, because it's like, oh, destroying those barriers or whatever that were blocking you and making you numb.
Yeah, I mean, basically what we're saying, is at the end of at the end of the day, when you stop operating on autopilot and start doing things with intention, on like how to move, how to like create a routine with your day, like go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time, create a routine throughout your day. Once you do things with intention, everything just becomes a lot easier, and you don't want those constant fixes all the time. You don't want that constant, just like, yeah, let's get it right in.
I If you're at the right point, yeah,
Yeah,
but if you're just, like, dabbling with it and you want it, but, like, you're not done with that lifestyle, it's gonna be hard because you're not done with that lifestyle, so therefore it's gonna be hard. You're
yeah.
gonna be half in. Well, not even half in.
That's why I had to change my whole lifestyle. That's why we changed
Yeah.
our whole lifestyles, is because we knew we had to do something, because what we were doing wasn't working, and it
Right.
was just making us feel more miserable. So
Mhm.
once we started making things intentional and started doing things with that intention and structure, and doing the hard things, doing the things that suck, that makes everything else throughout the day a lot easier. And you don't need those constant, like, let me see here on my phone. We still do that. We
Yeah.
still scroll through TikTok, or not necessarily TikTok, but YouTube Shorts or whatever. But I do it for like 4 or 5 minutes when I'm in the truck, and then I'm just like, oh God, I got to put this down. I can't just be sitting here numbing myself and just trying to waste time. Granted,
Well, the excuse is,
other,
"This is entertaining." Right.
yeah. Otherwise, I'm just staring off into nothingness and just thinking about my life.
Why
Who
would
wants
I
to
do
do that?
that?
Yeah, who wants to just think about their life and plan out things they need to be doing, and you know, making bettering themselves by being bored.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, you're the only one that can think about it.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, I
is it
am.
really a waste of time?
No,
Nah, it's
not a
never.
waste of time at all.
I actually recently, like today, I was on Twitter and I OD'd on Twitter. I
Hmm.
was I wasn't even on there that long. I don't know. It was like 15 minutes, but like it felt like forever because it's so negative. Like at least my timeline, like when I go on X, like I call X the racism app because that's what I tuned mine to be. And so I go on there and it's like all this negative stuff. And it's like, ah, bro, this, that, this. I saw a couple things that were about dopamine and such, and I'm like, this thing's listening to me. Like, what the heck? Like, I haven't even been on X, but it's got this dopamine stuff going on. Like, I know a lot of people talk about this subject, but still. Anyways, I was scrolling through it. You could do videos and you scroll through like it's TikTok, and I got my daily dose of racism, and I'm like, wow, I need to get off this. This is like I could just feel like how far my brain levels sunk, and I'm just like, oh, that's draining. Okay, I'm done.
It's
This is
crazy what
enough.
negativity will do to you, and make you think and create a different thought process for you when you know it's not really true to a point.
Right. Yeah, it's just immediately you just feel a difference in your mood and the way you're thinking and such, and it's like, man, this is terrible for you. No wonder. No wonder. used to be in those loops of doing it and such, because like when you're in it, you don't see it, you don't feel it, and that's why I think it's like unconscious for a lot of people when they get home from work. It's just like, okay, turn the brain off. And since a lot of people have that practice of turning the brain off and relaxing, they're just unconscious on all this stuff. Okay, eat ice cream. Okay, scroll TikTok. Okay, watch TV show and scroll TikTok and eat ice cream. They're stacking so many dopamine things. They're dopamine maxing to and they don't even realize it.
Yeah, I mean, I used to just come home from work and be like, okay, I need an hour just to disassociate. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to do nothing. I just want to disassociate, which in itself wouldn't have been a bad thing if I didn't just disassociate by opening 16 tabs on YouTube and Twitter and have Twitch open on my other screen. And then I'm on my phone at the same time scrolling through Facebook and watching the short and then watching the stream that I have going on the whole time and then being in Discord with you at the same time but not saying anything at all. It's like, bro,
I never understood how you could do the Twitch and a video. It's like, oh no. But that was
I
rare,
will.
probably, right?
Well, I mean, I would mute one tab probably and
Okay,
then
yeah.
just kind of focus on that. But I still have Twitch on over here, and
Right,
so
right.
when this got boring, I could just look over here and be listen to what's going on and be like, "Oh, someone's about to get a kill."
Right.
You know,
I'm
it's.
stimulated. Oh yeah, yes. Yeah.
And then I wondered why I was overstimulated all the time and just, had so much anxiety built up. It's like, well, why am I so anxious all the time? Well, maybe because you're constantly inundating yourself with 6 different things and your brain doesn't know how to focus.
Right. Well, that being said, though, the easiest thing I could come up with to get back onto being a normal human, having better baseline dopamine, I think the number one thing for me is just going outside
Mhm.
without your phone. I mean, you could do it with your phone. That's fine at first, but eventually, turn your phone off. Like you could have your
Yeah.
phone for emergencies or whatever, but like don't be on it or be on it for 5 minutes. Like a little less time.
Yeah, I went for a hike yesterday and we were out there at Pinnacle and really nice, really beautiful. I took my 360 with me to record some video, just record us while we're out there. And my buddy was there the whole time, and I was just trying to be, quiet and enjoy my surroundings and be in nature. And he was just talking the whole time. That's fine. I understand, you need to talk and you need somebody to talk to, but sometimes you just need to shut up and listen to the birds chirp or listen
Right.
to the wind blow through the trees. You don't have to always fill moments with something. You just be present and focus on what's in front of you. Like he was all over the place. He was tripping here, tripping there, and I was just focused on what was in front of me. And then he made like 2 or 3 phone calls while we were out there, and I'm just like, man, that's draining. How can you do that?
Right. It's draining for you just to witness. Imagine him being him, right?
Yeah, and it feels like it was just like sucking the energy out of me. And I'm just like, oh man, I gotta hold on. I gotta hold on to all my energy because I feel it. It's just like a lifeline.
Right. Yeah. Doing all that is too much. Too much.
I did have a couple of moments where I was just able to like go off by myself and enjoy being out there and just chilling out and taking a couple pictures and recording some you know some of the overlooks and stuff which was nice, in silence. Just
Just some
me and
healthy
nature.
dopamine. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
seeing all
nice.
the.
Hiking's the number one thing to do if you want to stop doing this dopamine addiction, because you got plenty to look at. It's plenty stimulating.
Hmm.
I know a lot of
Yeah,
people disagree with that, but if you disagree with that, you're you're the reason you have that
you're,
issue. Oh,
you're in the wrong mindset. Like, if
yeah.
nature doesn't stimulate you, then you need to cut a lot of things out of your life and just
Right.
focus on more healthy
Yeah,
lifestyle and stuff like that.
that's what I'm saying. Like you're
Yeah.
you're the reason why it's the nature is not
You're the
stimulating.
problem, not
Yes. Yeah.
not anything else.
Blame yourself, not nature. Okay.
Yeah, don't blame nature for being boring. Blame yourself for not being able to be bored.
Yeah. It reminds me of that gay show, White Lotus, when that kid on the iPad or whatever, the iPad kid, he's a teenager, but still, like he's always on his phone and iPad. And then one day, I think his iPad got destroyed
Oh,
because
yeah, yeah.
he was on the beach. He slept on the beach for some reason because he's retarded, and his iPad got destroyed. So the next day, he slept on the beach again, and then he started like appreciating the ocean and things going on in nature. I was like, that's a good example of what we're talking about, even though it's a pretty
Yeah.
gay show.
Hey, man, it might have been gay, but it was kinda cool for, being able to disassociate, not really paying attention and just.
Yeah, let's just listen to the drama of their life.
Yeah, that's all it was. It's like
Wait a minute, someone died
literally an
and
adult soap opera.
yeah,
Granted, I think all soap operas are adult soap operas, but
now they are.
yeah, but
There's no such thing as an innuendo anymore. It's just straight sexual.
it's just in their endo.
Yeah. But I think that's a great way to get started. Go outside, touch grass, as they say.
Yeah, I believe Young Gravy or Baby No Money or one of those rappers have a song, and it's like, "Go outside, touch grass." It's
Go
like, yeah,
outside, touch grass. Go inside, touch ass.
what it's what you need to do.
And
Granted, the next line is, stay inside, eat ass, but we won't go there or something like that.
yeah, probably that sounds like it. But I really don't like this advice of just go outside. I don't like that because I heard that so much and it's like that doesn't work. If I go outside, I'll be bored. You know? Like I had all the stereotypical things of like all of the issues with dopamine and such. And it's just like it sadly is it's that simple, but it's not that easy.
Yeah, I mean, you're used to constant stimulation, so going outside is going to be boring. But if you do that, make it a habit or a routine, after a few weeks, you'll notice some real changes. It'll make things a lot better for you. You'll actually want to do things.
And you know what helps if you have pets. If you have pets, bring them outside with you, and then extra stimulation. You're like, oh, I could pet them or whatever, or watch
Play with
them.
them outside. I could throw a ball and go
That's
get
going a
it.
little far, but it takes a little energy. I don't know. I don't know if they'll have that in them. I know
Yeah,
I don't. Not all the time.
yeah. I mean, you just
Get
gotta break the
started.
norm, bro.
Yep. And then after that, you could start with your phone usage, deleting some apps and such, because I think a lot of people don't need a lot of the apps they need. Two apps. I got two apps. X and YouTube. Well, I got three apps. X, YouTube, and Discord. Three apps. That's all I need. I don't even need X though. I just have X for well, besides today. Besides today and the scrolling, I just used X for the grok so I could like, give the yard estimates of how much this yard should cost type of thing. But
Yeah.
besides research purposes, you only need like one app. Like if you use TikTok, are you really using TikTok to get educated? Probably not. If you're using X, are you really using X to get the news? Just the news?
No, you're looking for something specific usually in both realms.
Right. And YouTube, I can see getting educated on YouTube because that
Mhm.
like I used to do that only. I only watched editing videos. I only watched how to get better at Rocket League. Like, those are like education type videos I'm talking about.
They don't call it going to YouTube University for nothing, bro.
Yeah, that's true. So like I could see having YouTube and then just cutting down your usage on all the
Mhm.
other apps. Like just that alone, cut down your usage on other apps. Have YouTube as a substitute. And you want to take it another step further, be conscious while you're doing the distracting things. Like do it, but be aware that you're doing it.
Yeah. Soon enough, you'll be on the one of the apps like I do. After for about 5 minutes, you'll be like, oh God, I'm getting off here and just enjoy being in the moment.
Enjoy being sober, man. Just get
Yeah.
high on life.
Yeah. Don't constantly stim yourself, man. Bro, I'm stimming. I'm stimming, bro.
Stimming so hard, man. I got my fidget spinner and I'm just stimming, man. This fidget spinners.
I used to think that was productive, you know. I fidget with my fidget spinner. It's like, yeah. And then you just realize you're like, I'm just spinning a thing on my fingers. I'm not really doing anything productive. I'm just distracting myself from life.
Yeah. And that was a huge thing. What, 20, I don't even know. 2016, I'm gonna say, but I don't even think it was 2016. But huge. It's just a distraction though, like you said.
Hmm.
That's all it
Yeah.
is.
Until, oh, I need something to fidget with. Why don't you go outside?
Yeah, go
Why
fidget
don't you?
with grass.
Yeah, I mean, go for a run, go for a walk,
Yep.
go for a hike, get out in nature,
A hike's
be a
something
person.
everyone can do. Even if you aren't in shape, you could go for a hike. And that will be fun because you're looking at stuff. It looks nice. You'll get a sudden breeze of air on your face and you're like, wow, it's so hot. That's so nice. Like,
Yeah, and if you absolutely need that stimulation, use Google Lens to look and see what kind of tree that is, or
right.
see what kind of mushroom that is, or what's this plant? Oh, it's poison ivy. Let me rub it all over my face.
Right. And then you'll be itching and that'll be plenty of stimulation.
Yeah, you won't need to be distracted because you'll be in so much pain and agony from all the itching that you just won't even feel like doing anything.
And trust me, you're not going to want to be on your phone.
No, you won't want to be alive, much less.
I think that's a valid solution. As funny as it sounds, I actually recommend that now. So
Yeah.
I recommend a dose of poison ivy or poison oak. You, you need something to bring you down. That way you could bring yourself back up.
Yeah,
So
work on that baseline.
yeah, I recommend that. I recommend poison oak.
And ivy.
This is Poison Oak and Poison Ivy is a proud sponsor of the EduMAcated podcast.
Get your itch in or out.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah, but I mean, what else can we say about dopamine?
No,
Right?
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a doctor, so I can't really say a whole lot more. I mean, I could bring up AI and I could ask it what to say about it, but it would just tell me that,
The science stuff. Ew.
yeah, it would just tell me, let's see if I can.
The only thing I could think to say that we haven't talked about is when you're on social media and you're doing things that stimulate your dopamine, the seeking molecule, as they say, I think. When you're doing too many things and you spike it too many times, that's when you get into the realm of lowering your dopamine baseline, as we were talking about before. Like well, not permanently, but like if you keep doing it, as long as you're still doing it, it's permanent.
Yeah.
So it could heal and it could rise back up, but you have to slow down and or stop doing it for a while. Like, because you could get to a point where it's like, okay, you need to stop doing this for like 90 days, dude. Like, some people are that bad. That's how you know if you're addicted. But it builds back. But what it's doing, what you're doing in the process of looking for all that stimulation and dopamine is you have so much dopamine you're receiving in that dopamine spike that it destroys and your brain gets rid of dopamine receptors. So you actually can't get as much dopamine as you could before because you're spiking it so much. So now everything sucks a little bit more. Everything's more boring. Everything's not as interesting. This is a big one that a lot of people talk about when they're addicted to stuff, like, and they go off of it and their brain heals. Like they say they experience colors in a different way. Like things look more vivid and have more color to it, they say. And a lot of people say that with music. Like music sounds way better. And I would agree. Like I didn't used to like music as much as I like it now. I used to hate music. I hated especially music with lyrics. I hated all that. It was the most annoying thing. I hated whoever was playing it, especially if it was family. And now I actually like music, and I'm like, wow, this is good stuff. I don't know why I didn't like it for so long. Like it's
Yeah.
way more enjoyable.
Yeah. I mean, go along with what you're saying. It's like when you're playing in the addiction realm, like if you play a video game for so long, it's like, man, why don't I get any enjoyment out of this anymore? Why don't I enjoy playing this game anymore? And it's like because you've built up that it's like you built up a tolerance to the dopamine and
Mm.
it no longer has any effect on you because I'm just gonna get on here and play this game for an hour or two and then it's just not gonna be any fun.
Right. I mean, yeah, that's a great example, especially because like we grew up with video games and such. We're playing them all the time, and when you grow up doing that, after a while, like I was saying earlier, you have to get burnt out or like hit rock bottom on the dopamine baseline to want to stop doing something, pretty much, if you're addicted to it. And
Mhm.
obviously, I was because now it's just like you look at the game and you're like, eh, yeah, I mean, I could play that, I could do that, but it's not fun anymore. I know where it's gonna lead.
Yeah, I'd rather go sit outside and be in nature
Don't get me
or
wrong,
make
I do still play Rocket League.
no, I still play video games from time to time, but I really don't find as much enjoyment out of it as I used to. The only time I really find any enjoyment out of it is when I'm playing with a bunch of people, and that makes it fun for me. But if I'm just playing by
Right.
myself, it's just like I'm too competitive and I take it to that I need to win level instead of I'm playing this game to have fun level.
Yeah, it's so hard for me. Like whenever I play it now, it's just like, man, the balance. if I play more than like a couple games, it's like it starts sucking even more because I'm like getting so mad and competitive with it. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
yeah. Just
But
no fun anymore.
so many people, you see, it's a trend nowadays. Like every movie sucks, every game sucks, every I don't know what else sucks. Just everything sucks now. It's
The
all
news sucks.
DEI. It's all propaganda. It's all woke
Psyop.
psyop. Yeah, all these things. But in reality, it's probably just our dopamine that
Yeah.
makes it suck. I mean, yeah, DEI, propaganda, woke, all that is a thing. But the number one reason why everything sucks is probably more so that our dopamine levels are just so much lower on the baseline.
Yeah, you just get off of it. You can get back into it again and just
Yeah.
create that whole habit all over again.
Well, yes, but if you're being conscious while you're doing it, it
Yeah.
becomes like now it's actually a relaxation thing because you're conscious of it. And if it wasn't relaxing for you to do now, you would just not do it because you're
Mhm.
conscious of it now. Well, maybe not everyone, of course, but I would
To an
assume
extent.
if you start being healthy with it, you could be conscious with it and maybe not go down the same path again.
Probably not.
But maybe if you do, it's a little bit different now. So
Hmm.
either way, it's a win.
Yeah, at least you're conscious about it now.
Yep. So yeah, that's dopamine and how to stop being a dopamine addict, basically.
Yeah, I don't know if we really told him how to stop, but
Oh,
we
yes,
gave
we
him good
did.
we gave him good examples of not to be us.
Yeah, yeah. And that's how you got a little bit of how we were dopamine addicts in this podcast and how touching
How we
grass works.
Yeah, and how we weeded it out and by starting running and doing things outside and doing hard things.
Well, I should
These all
mention the how we started weeding it out is we just went full on into the dopamine addiction first. Like
Mhm.
that's pretty much what we did. We full on into it, then we burnt we got burnt out from it, and then we flipped and went the other way. So
Cold turkey.
it wasn't oh, I'm a great person. I see bad. This is bad. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be a good person. No, it was like I'm such a I'm such a piece
Such a
of trash.
degen.
Degen, yes. I'm such a degen. I do too much of it. Now I can't enjoy it. And
Well,
then flipped.
maybe that was you, bro. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
just perfect, man. It was just
Yeah.
so easy for me. It just, you know, I just woke up one day and it just changed my whole life.
And some people are like that, but not
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. I
It just
mean,
depends on who you are, I guess.
everybody's baseline's different.
That's right. And I think there's people addicts that they have an extremely low baseline or nervous system is weak and they're way more susceptible and way more not in control of this type of stuff. So like
Yep.
depending on what type of person you are, it's gonna be different for you. Maybe you are just a lazy piece of crap. Maybe you
Maybe.
are. But I mean that doesn't change anything we said about dopamine. For you, dopamine still works the same. So just be a conscious lazy piece of crap.
Yeah. Just be conscious about being lazy.
I mean, don't beat yourself up about it. I mean, that's just what you like, I guess. That's fine.
Yeah. Some people just have no other choice or
Yeah,
choose to have no other choice.
depending on the person.
Yep.
But hey, that was another episode of EduMAcated Podcast, episode 5, season 2.
Catch you next time.